And I can't enter this room because of rocks? Really? I can step around the rocks! This is it's like video game logic with the dang log in the middle of the road. Come on, let me get in. It's just rocks! I can see inside the room! Why won't you let me in? Shall we go? Okay, so we're gonna go to the dorms. Yay! We're gonna go talk to Bayaka, who's the mastermind. I know it has to be Bayaka. I don't want to hint who the mastermind is because I'm convinced it's Bayaka. And if it's not Bayaka, then I will be in despair. I don't want to talk to Bayaka. Toko! This is Toko's room. Is she inside?
Hey.
I don't think she's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. They in here? And suddenly, we were greeted with... What? You again. What's going on? Also, Makoto is the... Yeah, he is. Is he broken? That's the only time me being the ultimate lucky student has come in clutch, honestly. I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. 61? I'm not even trying to say what he's saying. Jeez, what the heck?
However...
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
Is that... Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it, that's Makoto!
Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog. Get away! Shoo! Shoo! Hides behind. And then I flashed, my tears dried up. What do you have to say, Kyoko?
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other words...
We're going to redo Makuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
Wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course, it's not me or any of you.
Huh?
Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Makuro? I am too small to hide behind.
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spied the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However...
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spied the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know...
However...
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went to negotiate with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean that they really did break the rules? I had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
Correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. What the heck? For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it later. Again, later. Your ultimate would be the llama tamer who's afraid of ghosts. What? So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Makuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh,
Everyone?
I hate you.
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words,
Interesting.
our decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Makuro, and all the school's mysteries. It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of us. Of his hint. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants, and all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hotspeak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So, in other
If
words,
the mastermind really is the one who killed Makuro, as Kyoko says, the mastermind wouldn't have had to set foot in this school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Makuro, but there's no way he could disguise the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then Mastermind is... There was 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning, and had Makuro, I didn't get 16. So the Mastermind would have to be one of them.
that's right.
And of those 16 people, we start out with the only one still alive. Wait. I'm just thinking for a second. They hid the way how she was... It wasn't Ikusaba that died. They just reused Junko's body. Junko's body. And they put a tattoo on it to make it seem like it was Junko's body, and they tattooed her arm. That's what happened. So, Ikusaba could... I just had a random theory that I'm now... Okay, either it's Mayaka or Ikusaba took Junko's body and make it appear like Junko was the killer. Not Junko. Make it appear like it was Ikusaba that died. Is that right? Could that be right? Anyway. And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. May I continue, or do you get it now? That's probably why the body was burnt, so you couldn't tell it was Junko. You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious! Well, wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair? So they must be a high schooler. I keep changing her voice too. You can't say it's not possible. You still think it's Llama. But if one of us was the mastermind, then they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active? Bayaka.
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are, you would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right.
Then maybe
right?
Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Ding dong, ding dong.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
Yay!
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Why is he laughing?
Hmm?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms. Megan? If you were the ultimate...
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can only rely on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Probably the ultimate femme players. After making his final statement, Bayaka left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him?
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee that's just a mug. You're totally useless. A mug isn't useless. What are you talking about? So, bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And now she's gone, and you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Is he just gonna go meditate in a corner or something? What the heck? Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
I
But
mean,
up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto! That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know it's mostly been totally useless.
okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. Once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Okay, what do you have to say? So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
So,
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating does mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right!
so then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. That Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. It's Bayaka. I know it's Bayaka. And then we can all escape together. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Makuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife. It says stabbed a single time, though. So it can't be Junko, unless it lies. Could it have lied? Which went completely through her body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these are at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mikuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down right before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Can I go into the rooms of people that are dead? Place to check. It has been added to your truth bullets. Can I go into those rooms? He said all doors have been unlocked, so I can go into those rooms? Let me test it out. I'll go into Taka's room. Oh, Taka's room. The door's unlocked. That has nothing to do with my investigation. No time for detours now. Come on! Go in! Technically it is! There might be a secret in there! Mondo's room! Sayaka's room, the door is unlocked, but it's nothing to do with my investigation. No time for detours now. Right, Sayaka? Go into Bayaka's room. I stepped foot inside without asking. He feed me to the vultures. What about Kyoko's room? This is Kyoko's room. I think she'd be very unhappy if I just barged in without permission. Fine! Can I go into any of these rooms? Will you let me into a single room? Dang it. They didn't want to add like 10 extra basically identical rooms. Aw man, that kind of sucks. Then I'll go to the second floor first. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. What the heck is this? There's blood on the floor. This is the second floor of the dorms? Looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something. There's blood on the ground. I can kind of see through. Oof, only a few doors are actually open. And you can't go this way. Went to the girls' bathroom. This is the girls' bathroom, even in a place like this. I can't bring myself to go in. Come on, investigate. What is that? Why is there a hieroglyph? I'm gonna go to this room over here before I go look at the hieroglyph. What the heck? Oh, I can't enter? Because of the rubble? What the heck? What about this room? There's blood on the floor! Look at the bed. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore. It's just garbage. I got a coin! Thank you! I called the bed garbage and you gave me a coin! Why is that slammed in? What happened in here? I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Why are there so many blood splatters? What happened? Yes. There was nothing in this room but blood. Can I get to that door? No, I can't. And I can't enter this room because of rocks? Really? I can step around the rocks! This is like video game logic with the dang log in the middle of the road. Come on, let me get in. It's just rocks. I can see inside the room. Why won't you let me in? Oh, what is that? Okay, going into the boys' bathroom. Anything in here? Why is this this has not been touched? What the heck? Everything else looks like it's been through a hurricane. You gotta learn rock smash. Dang it! Pokemon again! I literally taught a Farfetch to slash and then I think also smash. Also, why is there a hieroglyph? Was that related to anything? And what is this? It's a giraffe. Giraffe? Why is there giraffe graffiti? What is this room? This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hot Speak students who came before us. Nicest looking boys' bathroom ever. Yep, in the middle of destruction. The class before ours must have used these lockers. Why are there metal plates over a few of these? What is this? There's a metal plate mounted on the locker. I really want to know what's inside, but there's no way. I got a coin. Trash can! Can I look in the trash can? Why is... They left such a mess in here! Why don't they ever use the trash can? Why is there a trash can? What the... I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying. Not this locker. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. Took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... No luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. So does that mean I need to look for e-handbooks to try to open them? Alright, so I think that was everything I can look at in here. Which is literally just a bunch of lockers I can't even try to open. Blood. Lots of blood. Also, why hieroglyph? What is that for? What is that? Why is it looking in this direction? What was here? Why is there a blood splatter? What is going on? So many questions and no answers for any of them. What is this room? Oh, the only other nice room in this place. A random bedroom. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. No, I think it's a teacher room. It has more of an adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room. Where did you come from? Yoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? What is your regret? I'm gonna check out this room myself before I talk to you. What? Why is there a hidden door? What is that? Can I go in there? I can't go into the closet. Yay. I can't mention the Jack Daniels? Okay. A leather chair. I can't imagine a student using something like this. Must have been Headmaster's. There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last. It looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair.
However...
There's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair. That's where you got your information. And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? I guess that's the best you could do for a complete Curie failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on. I see. That's a good outlook to have. The ultimate despair has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. keyboard and mouse. The desk is home to a computer. Must have belonged to the headmaster. Yay. More coins for gambling! Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Go into the secret room. Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake or construction defect or something?
So...
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space. Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You think you know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what the password might be. Well, we know it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right, that's not really enough to go on.
It's true.
I looked through all his paperwork and all the files on the PC. Everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had my desire to. But nothing that might have been his password.
Whew.
When I think of how much time I wasted on this... Jeez. Maybe it's Kyoko. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into? That's what she meant by regret? Maybe password 1234. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, that's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. If Kyoko can't figure out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name? See? What about your name? Huh? Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I already guessed what the freaking game was gonna make me say. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that she would use her name as its password. Knowing how she is, I bet the idea never occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well?
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. I'm gonna go to the computer now. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. Yeah, I'm glad too. But if that's not it, it might just hurt Kyoko even more. Do it!
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know what that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. Do I have to type it? Oh, okay. I was actually excited that I got to type it. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling as I finished typing it in. Beep, Kern. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Kyoko? I think she's even madder now. Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko? What's in there? What's in this hidden room? It's a present. Hey, Kyoko! I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. Was it the box? A present. Wrapped and covered in such joy. That's what made it so unusual. Okay, what about the picture? I better check out the suspicious present before I do anything. It's Joker gas! Don't open it! I think I was a little too loud with that, but don't open it! It's Joker gas! Don't! Every time there's a suspicious present in the middle of a room, it's full of Joker gas and you're gonna die laughing! There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm kind of getting a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why? You think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, that's something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway,
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm gonna just open it. Heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath and then took hold of the lid. Slowly, at first so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... I screamed! Curiosity gets the best of us. Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. It's bones! What? What was in the box? It was bones! Human bones! Why? It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. Okay. It's me! It's me! I mean, who could have possibly imagined? They took me apart and they put me in a box! Wait.
I see.
I was close with Joker gas. Hang on, those are Leon's bones. It's Leon! Just as I thought. What? Can I look at the box again? What was in the box? It was wrapped up all nice and... Human bones! Oh, it won't let me look in the box again. Dang it! Just as he thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there. Human bones! Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it'd be his body. That's pretty much the same thing! A dead guy in a box! My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box. Those bones. Those bones. That body. That's Leon. Or at least, what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Oh, Leon! Leon, you're in Kyoko's face! Get away! Hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So, that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. According to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. He seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But, okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step out peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Alter Ego said the headmaster was probably here in the school. But the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume.
In other words...
That most likely my father was in this school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or, no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I had to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said that she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties. But was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I can't breathe my soda. Okay. I couldn't help but wonder. Bones have been added to the truthful section of my handbook. What about this desk? The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
Hey,
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
because...
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this... It's an handbook, right? It has a label on it that says, in case of emergency. I'd found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other
A
words...
handbook with no limitations, given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. Ooh, I'm assuming that's what that is. I can look in the lockers now! I think you're probably right.
It would seem...
It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? But Kyoko... I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Headmaster's e-handbook has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay. And then the picture. Huh? This picture. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko? I think she's upset that he did seem to love her. Her hair looks so purple in that picture.
Why would you...
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... to now find something like this. So, what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. I knew Kyoko was Leon all along! From the very beginning, it was Kyoko! Leon has been Kyoko this entire time! It's a picture of Leon when he was a little girl! Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, I need to move him again, dang it! He must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself. To come out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time, he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there been ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Photo of Kyoko and the headmaster has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Hey,
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it?
so...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this. And I know it's only inconvenienced you that much more, but...
Hey.
Could you leave? Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko? Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I need
Just
to
a second.
get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, tell me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see you again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be solved with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right. I'm sorry.
Anyway...
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. I don't think I can go back in that room. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me, and it was a shock to Leon. I mean, just look at how shocked he is. Leon is a shook little boy. Find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. The one leading the Hote's Peak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was the Hote's Peak headmaster. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind. Which means the mastermind's true identity is...
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hote's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
15 of us met in the main hall. In the male hall. Add Makuro to the mix and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. There was Leon. Even Makuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So, the ones still left alive are... me, Bayaka, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. And there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be! I refuse to believe it! There has to be some other way! There just has to be! I'm refuting the truth! Oh, you remember? We do not speak about that, Yogama! We do not speak of what happened to Mondo for reasons, for the sake of my sanity. Also, why is there a hieroglyph? What is up with this? We do not speak of what happened to Mondo. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. This must, after all, it's pretty similar to the card readers. And he had to use e-handbooks. What does that mean? Well, let's just give it a try. I took it out, and then no luck. Maybe only the locker. Wait, but what about the emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try. I took the emergency handbook and ran that across the card reader and... Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. What? This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems. Everybody... I think I... Oh! Oh! Everyone got amnesia. This is Hero's locker. Whoever it belongs to organizing problems in every part of their life. Wait. There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order and dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible, I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. But the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes. Which would mean... he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us. I have a theory now. There was a normal school life in the beginning. But sometime during that year, tragedy happened and all of us got, basically made to forget everything that happened in the past year. So we all thought this was new. We never met each other. And that would explain the pictures that kept happening. And, we have been attacked in, like, the upper room or something. And they killed off all the other students, but they kept us alive to make a game out of it, essentially. Is that what it is? We all were made to forget? And we were all sucked into the evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? Locker notebook has been added to the truthful section of your handbook. There's only stuff here. Okay. Is it a deck of playing cards? No, they're tarot cards. But wait, aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just coincidence, right? This is a crystal ball? Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. I think I was supposed to look at those things before I looked at the notebooks. Oh well. So that belonged to Hero. So does this belong to somebody else? I'm heading across the scanner and looks like the locker open. Now let's see what we've got inside. Don't see anything that might be a clue. Okay, that's different from the other locker. Look inside. Well, let's see what we got inside. This thing is practically empty. What is this? There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. Don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting. And all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. Saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. Expert of the Year looks like a girl's handwriting. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made his selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was. I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But this belongs to Kyoko. What was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hasn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly, which just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question marks spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. And how could this possibly make any sense? Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. Locker pocketbook has been added to the truthful section of your handbook. That's it? That's all there is? That is interesting. But the more I see, the less sense it makes. Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the locker that look like they belong to the people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. I have to believe in everyone. So, that only actually furthers my suspicion that it happened... that we got an amnesia for a year. But with this, I can open all the lockers. All the lockers shall be opened. Music room, data center. Check the Monokuma door. Oh, hi, Hina.
Hey, Makoto.
Ah, Makoto! Are you here to look around too? Is that what you were doing here? Yeah, I can't help but wonder about the Monokuma door.
Yeah.
So I figured, if all the doors in the school have been unlocked, that one should be open too, right?
But
Although, I can't bring myself to open it. Because it might explode, right? And that'd really suck. So you open it. Oh, I see. Was it a diary? I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up.